This cafe that I'm visiting today is pretty cool. It has a upstairs and a downstairs. So before I got here, I went to the park because I wanted to show y'all, how I use an ND filter outside for when the sun overexposes your shots. So I couldn't retrieve the footage for that because when your phone overheats, obviously it messes with your external hard drive. So I had to kind of pivot and reroute. I'm not going to show y'all the ND filter today just because it's already pretty like dim in this place. Like I started out using my iPhone, which I actually do still use my iPhone. I know there's a lot of questions about, what camera to get and do you need a camera and stuff like that. And in my personal opinion, I really honestly feel like people that want to start a YouTube, they should start with what they have. So I've been using an iPhone for like the past 2 years now, and I do personally shoot in log format. And I like shooting in log. Number one is because I'm able to stretch my colors and post editing a lot better and tweak the color values and the exposure and the highlights, the shadows much better than I would on the native iPhone's coloring system. So I use an external SSD. I'm currently using Crucial X9 SSD, and I like that also because I'm not tapping into my iPhone storage. Pretty much everything that I film goes onto that external SSD, and I plug it up to the computer, and then I start editing from there. And so that's pretty much my simple setup right now. I don't do a lot. When I do get into talking about the ND filter, though, I did get that from a company called Sandmark, and they basically have accessories that you can attach to your phone to pretty much optimize, what you have, which is your phone. Another thing that I wanted to speak about was the fact that for the people who feel like they need a camera, what you got to realize is that when you get that camera, you're going to have to learn how to work that camera. It's not going to be take it out the box, press record. You're going to have to learn or get comfortable with settings. You're going to have to get comfortable with exposure settings when you're outside, knowing when you need to bring the exposure down. If you already are not in sunlight and you are maybe in a darker area, learning how to adjust for that lighting so that your footage it doesn't look terrible in any way. And so for me, and what I was just pretty much telling myself was get comfortable with your phone first, get comfortable with the phone settings before you upgrade to a camera, because at the end of the day, it's all about you're going to have to learn that camera regardless what type of camera that you use. Now, before for the iPhone 15, I don't believe that there was an ability to use log format, but iPhone 15 and up, you would definitely be able to shoot in log format. Those are just some of the camera tips. Like I said, some of the shooting tips I wanted to talk about. I'll start, kind of putting in little things that I've learned, the things that I'm using here and there to kind of just like, help other people that are interested in starting a YouTube channel or just wanting to record in general.
If it's what I think it is, you're gonna have to say it.
I couldn't live next door to you as a friend. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be in your good graces. I want to be with you.
Michael Douglas!
Would you like a ride home?
Yes.
Y'all, when I tell you, like, I love anything that Diane Keaton is in. This movie is called And So It Goes, and I'm watching it on Netflix. It's an old movie. I just like to watch a lot of older movies, classics, um, and just, it just give me that, like, back in the day feeling. Like, this is 2014, but it ain't new. You know what I'm saying? But Diane Keaton, man, I mess with Diane Keaton, dude. He pretty much then figured out he wanted to be with her, Michael Douglas. Um, They about to be together. Let me stop playing, but no, I just love it. I love it. I'm getting ready to make some ribs, and I'm finally gonna make the rolls that I was supposed to make last week. Because the ribs gonna take a little minute, I'll be able to do the whole thawing process for the rolls. So I'm excited to finally taste those rolls. So by me putting the rolls on top of the stove while the stove is on, it's going to cause those rolls to rise a little bit quicker. The heat is what speeds up the rising process. These probably the best ribs I ever made. Dude, every time I cook something like these, probably the best that I ever made. Like, shut up. Shoot. No, these the best right here. Like, we didn't heard it all before. Like, I think when you cook and you like to cook, like you analyze everything. So I'm just transferring these into like a separate plate. So off that slab of ribs, I want to say I got 10 bones off of that. They was St. Louis spare ribs. And I actually don't even think I ever had beef ribs before. I don't think that I have. Ow. Dude, y'all gonna get tired of me. Cause I'm gonna do the same thing over and over. Oh my God. Oh, ooh, wow. Get a little bit more of that extra sauce. That's good. No, for real, these is the best ribs I ever made, like low-key. Now we about to try these. I keep wanting to call them Sister Schubert. These Parker House rolls, they made me wait. And I don't like to wait. All right. I mean, they okay. For all that prep and time that it take, I don't know if I will buy these again. Like, they all right. They cool. But they not like, they ain't really like making me be like I ain't really like crazy. Like, I mean, I'ma eat them. I mean, I don't know how to feel. There's some good ribs right there. And I think another thing, like when you get beef, it shrink up. I feel like I know beef shrinks up. And I be low-key like my stuff to kind of be a little bit more intact.
Those are the commandments that most people break, and they break them because they were never taught on how to obey them. And your real life is hidden with Christ in God. So the moment you give your life to Christ, this life is dead. There are certain things that you have to do to survive in this life.
So I had recently bought me a prayer journal because my pastor was pretty much, he always kind of speak about getting a prayer journal and writing your, really anything that you want to ask God, bring to God, put it in your journal. Even if it's prayer requests, he's like, put it in your journal. And, so I just been writing questions to things that I need more clarity on. I know that this is like not new under the sun, but I can just see already how me just writing things down in my journal and then putting a date by it so that I can go back to it. It's really helpful, and I really actually enjoy doing it. My church does this School of Eternity, and it's on YouTube, and it's just videos that he puts out regarding, eternity. I'm on video number 3, and it's called Feeling Your Way Towards God. He's just basically talking about just how to seek God and using your prayer journal to ask the questions that you need answers to. And as you write down these prayers and questions and just anything else, or you can go back to this at a later date and see how many prayers that God has answered. So even though it's like, it's not something that's probably going to happen like overnight, and then sometimes you may get your prayers answered like right then and there, but just to know that I have like record now of the things that I might have been confused about. And he was also saying like, write down all of your debts. If you have debt, write down your debt, every single one. I did that already, just to be able to have it in there as a prayer request for God to help me to pay off my debt. You pray is a certain type of way that you should be praying, and he did give us like several different scriptures to just basically write down and to pray those prayers every single day. And so I've been doing that for like the past couple of weeks. And I can I just feel now like when I pray, he's like, you should give thanks first when you pray, and then you should bless his name. I do feel like my prayers are a lot more fulfilling, you know what I mean? It's just not like very quick prayers. It's actually like I'm taking a little bit more time with my prayers, because I know and I can see now, okay, some of the scriptures that he already provided, I want to say it was like maybe 10 to 12 of them that I literally have been praying every single day, in addition to the things that I already, tend to pray for. And so I'm just happy about my prayer journal. Like, once this is up, I'm definitely going to get another one, put them in a box or something like that, just to kind of like save them so that I can always go back and reference like, okay, God answered this, God answered that. And just more so just like waiting patiently, like to hear from God, and not try to like do things your own way or get whatever you praying for, get it done before he answers. So that's another thing that I'm like trying to get used to, or just at least start developing the practice of whatever I ask of him and whatever I put in my journal, wait for him to answer. So even if it takes a year, 6 months, I need to wait patiently. And that is also obviously like one of the fruits of the spirit is just having patience. So I wanted to basically share that. And I'm just like, I really never thought that I would ever have a prayer journal. I actually never been to a church where he actually encourages people to get a prayer journal. Get you a prayer journal if you don't have a prayer journal already. And have faith to just know that, God is going to answer you in his timing.